All right, what is going on, folks? Wrestling Otaku back here on the one and only Wrestling Otaku channel, your personification of excellence on YouTube and the YWC. We're the best reviews wrestling and your three-time YWC champion of the year. Now back here, it is officially Monday, August the 10th of 2026. I hope you all had a good weekend and all that. As you can see, I'm outside, real nice day out. It's a little hot, but I'm in the shade, so pretty nice. So I got to go in here a little bit. Got to head to work a little bit. I wanted to go ahead and do a video while I'm out. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the content up to this point. I'll definitely be grinding some more content, obviously, in the days and the weeks to come. You have to forgive me. My voice is a little raspy because I am still recovering from, I mentioned this in the previous short video I did. I am recovering from a little bit of a cold. I was a little under the weather, for the better part of, the weekend or days one into the weekend. I feel much better now than I did, say, a couple days ago. I was, sneezing and coughing all over the place, coughing up mucus, and, had a sore throat before that, so I feel much better now. But I may cough here and there, so, if I do, forgive me for that. I'm still recovering. I'm not fully 100% cleared from it. But I want to go ahead and do this video. I feel good enough to be outside. I want to do this video here because I want to talk about something real quick in regards to a certain sports team that I follow, that I've been a fan of for the longest time, but they really, really have been trying my patience and been trying my fandom. So today I want to talk about the Orioles real quick. They're a team right now that, quite frankly, is not doing shit. They're like, fourth place in the fucking division. They're however many games over 500. They keep, hovering around that 500 mark. They were, 2 or 3 games under, so you're thinking, okay, maybe they'll do something, get to 500, then they fucking suck dick again. They lose a bunch of games again. And it's the same shit with this team. It's been the same shit with this team the entire year. They haven't been competitive all year. And it's one of those kind of things where you see this and it's like, you're tired of seeing this every year. Like they did this last year. They didn't do nothing last year. And it's like, here we go again with these guys. It's like, here we go again, And so, so I haven't really been all that excited. I haven't really been paying attention to them much outside of checking the scores. And, whenever I see news pop up, because sometimes it'll pop up on my phone or pop up, if I'm on my laptop, sometimes, because I got, notifications for certain things when it comes to Google. Every now and then it'll show me Orioles news and shit, and I'll see it, and I was like, okay, what's this? So I want to talk about something that happened recently, big news story coming out from the team, and this right here basically signifies to me that this team, quite frankly, ain't never going to be worth a damn. Like, honestly, this is quite frankly one of the dumbest moves this team could have done in recent memory. And, it just goes to show you that they ain't really going to do shit. They're never going to be shit, man. They're never going to be shit. So, in case you haven't heard, the Orioles recently traded one of the stars on their team, star catcher, multiple time, all-star player, was American League Rookie of the Year. I believe it was him or Gunnar Henderson, was a candidate for AL MVP a couple times. They recently traded away star catcher Adley Rutschman. This was almost a week ago. I actually just found out about this right before the weekend. And I saw that and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, there you go. Now, I've been hearing news and stuff from the last few months about, Adley being at odds with Orioles, ownership or management or whatever, or he was apparently unhappy with his spot or whatever, just based on how the team's been performing. They've been underperforming. They haven't been performing up to the standard that, is expected with a team with that much fucking, that much talent. Yeah, that much talent on your team, and you're not being competitive. So I can certainly understand his frustration. I mean, we as fans are frustrated, and we're not even there. Like, we're seeing it. We're watching on TV and stuff, seeing the games and stuff. And it's like, you can't really blame him for that if that is true. Like, if that is, to be believed, which I guess now it's, there's validity to it because now he's no longer there. So Adley Rutschman was indeed traded, and I want to talk about it here. And it's just like, here we fucking go with this team again. Here we go with this team. It's the same fucking problems. It's the same song and dance that we've seen with this team from years past, even when they were owned by, of course, the fucking Angels family. They did the exact same thing. Every time this team starts to get a good crop of players together, they start to get a good team together, they start struggling, They'll have, an off season or two, and then what do? They'll start trading away their good players. They start trading away their good players for prospects that they're likely never going to fucking use. They trade away all their good players. They end up with fucking shit players. And then what happens? They start fucking tanking. They start tanking, fucking multiple, losing seasons, had 100 lost seasons back-to-back years a couple seasons ago, like back in, around 2019, 2020, I think, around there, like right around the start of the decade, right around when the pandemic hit, after the pandemic hit, or before it, I don't fucking remember. But they were pretty fucking bad. They had some trash-ass fucking teams, in the leading up to the 2020s. And it's like, this is a fucking, it's seemingly a recurring theme for them, because I don't know if you guys remember, but in the early 2010s, they did the exact same thing. Now, some of you might not be familiar with this or remember this, depending on how long you've been a fan of the team. But back in the 2000s, this team was the laughing stock of the fucking American League. They had a stretch of 14 consecutive losing seasons, dating back to 96 or 97. I think 1997 was the last time they had a winning season before. And then they racked off 14 straight losing seasons before, up until 2012. They finally broke that curse. Buck Showalter came in, became their manager. He turned the team around. Actually, he became manager the season before. He turned the team around, turned them into a winning club, a winning franchise again. Made the playoffs in 2012. 2014, they won the AL East for the first time in forever. Made it all the way to the championship series in the American League, only, of course, to get swept by the fucking Royals. I remember that very vividly. And then they had a couple decent seasons after that, made the playoffs again in 2016, got bumped in the wild card round. And then after that, Buck Showalter left. He got removed, I should say. And then they started fucking sucking again. They started sucking dick again. And then right after that was when they had the multiple 100-loss seasons. They started tanking, traded away all their good players, traded away Matt Wieters, who was basically the equivalent of Adley Rutschman right now. Traded Matt Wieters, traded Manny Machado, for those who remember Manny Machado. Guys like J.J. Hardy, guys like Chris Davis. They had a solid core of players back then. And they traded most of those guys away. Chris Davis ended up sticking around, and then he basically, I guess he was more of a money thing or cap casualty, whatever the case may be. He stuck around for a long time. He had one season where he had 50 home runs. At one point, the team led the league in home runs. I think that was the 2012 season. And they had a good core nucleus of players. And then they struggled for a couple seasons, and then they hit the panic, and then they hit the fucking, back then they were owned by the Angelos family. They hit the fucking panic button, and they traded away all the good players, and then they started sucking dick. And they're doing the exact same thing here. And it's like, this is the same fucking song and dance. It's like the same recurring cycle with this team. Okay? They suck dick. They get a bunch of players from, they draft and build up a bunch of players from the farm system. They get a real solid core of players that they bring up, through their farm system, through, their minor league system. They come up to the majors. They make an impact in the majors. They start to have a good team. They start being good again. They have a couple good seasons. You start to get hype and excitement from the team and the fan base because they got a good team. And then, a couple seasons go by, they start to kind of struggle, and then they trade away their good players again. And they trade away their good players, and they tank again. It's the same recurring theme. I've seen this, I don't know how many times in the last 15 years, better part of 2 decades. We saw it in the early 2010s. Now we're seeing it again here. Adley Rutschman has been traded. And I imagine this is going to be the first. They traded a handful of other players, too. I forget the names. Is anybody important? But Adley Rutschman, to me, is the big one. That is the big one that sticks out. So it's only a matter of time before they start trading away some of these other guys. They're going to trade away Gunnar Henderson. That's going to be next on the list. Then what? They're going to trade away fucking Jackson Holiday. They're going to trade away Jordan Westberg. They're going to trade away Colton Cowser. They're going to trade away fucking everybody. All that talent. All those fucking players that they built up in their farm system, those gems that they brought up. You got Jackson Holiday, who was like number one prospect in the minors, came up to the majors within like a year of being drafted. He was, fucking turning heads and all, and now you hardly see the guy. And now he's going to be on the trade. He's likely going to be on the trading block next. Adley Rutschman was just the first one. And of all the places for them to trade Adley Rutschman to, You trade them to the fucking Boston Red Sox? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, Orioles? You trade him to a fucking division opponent that you're going to have to play against multiple times every year? If you're going to trade the fucking guy, trade him outside the goddamn American League. Trade him to a National League team. Trade him to another fucking division in the American League if you have to. Don't trade him to a fucking divisional opponent. What is with this fucking team, the Orioles, and trading top-tier players to fucking division opponents? I don't understand that. I don't understand it. That is the dumbest fucking thing they could have done. So, yeah, they trade away Adley Rutschman. They get a bunch of fucking prospects they're never going to fucking use. I don't even know these guys' names. It's not even important because they're never going to use them. They're going to waste away in their fucking farm system, or they're going to have them be, on the team, on the reserve team, or whatever the hell the case may be. I saw they got a lot of pitchers because that's what they needed, fucking pitching. I don't know why they didn't go. They knew that they needed fucking pitchers going into the season, and they didn't fucking bother to address that because they thought, oh, the guys we got are good enough. No, the fuck they aren't. That's the biggest problem with this team right now. They don't have solid pitching. That's the biggest problem with this team right now, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it right now with the fucking these games that they're having, giving away just a ridiculous amount. They're getting. All these games giving up a ridiculous amount of fucking runs. You had a game last week where they lost 14 to fucking nothing to the fucking Tigers. It's like, this is ridiculous, man. And on top of that, a lot of these games they don't have run. Even when they do get good pitching, they don't have good run support. So it's like they're not doing it doesn't matter what they do. They're going to suck dick either way, man. It's just ridiculous. So it's like, here we go with this team again. You trade away Adley Rutschman, fucking American League, fucking AL Rookie of the Year, AL MVP candidate, and he's just gone, just like that. So what are you going to do now? What is this team going to fucking do now? You're going to trade away all their other good players, all their other core players, and you're going to suck dick again in a couple of years. And it's shit like this that makes me say it's seeing shit like this that just agitates the fuck out of me when it comes to this team, because they will never be fucking a good team. They will never be a fucking World Series contender. It's like the fucking Texas Rangers of all teams won the World Series a couple years ago, and the Texas Rangers suck dick. And it's like this team can't even fucking be competitive enough to make a push for the World Series. It's like, come on, dude, ridiculous, fucking ridiculous. All because you needed fucking good starting pitching. You needed fucking quality pitchers in starting rotation, and you didn't fucking go out and get what you needed. And now you're paying the price for it. And now we're going to have to see this fucking shit again. This team sucks dick. They're never going to be good. They're never going to be a quality team. They're never going to be a World Series contender again. And it's sad. It's honestly sad as a fan seeing this. It makes you not want to follow the team anymore. It makes you not want to be a fan. So I'm pretty much done. I haven't been watching them anyway. I'm definitely not going to watch them now because they ain't going to do shit. So finish out the rest of the season. Fucking finish under 500. Who gives a goddamn? Who cares? You're not going to do a damn thing this year. Like, we're not going to do anything next year or the year after that until you address the actual needs that are required of your team. Unless you address the actual concerns on your team, they're never going to be shit. And it's sad to say, as a fan, somebody's been a fan as long as I have, but that's the reality. Well, you got football season. The preseason is coming up. Not that I'm excited for that either, because the Ravens sucked dick last year. Fucking choked away the AFC North. Fucking finishing 8-9, losing season. Not excited for them either. Neither one of these Baltimore sports teams really ain't doing shit for me. They're really not. I might as well just stick to wrestling and anime, because those are the only things that actually, that I actually enjoy watching and paying attention to nowadays. That and gaming. Apex Legends and such. But anyway, I figure I give my thoughts on that. So, yeah, Adley Rutschman gets traded to the fucking Red Sox of all teams. Way to go, Orioles. Way to go. You trade away a top-tier player to the division opponent. Way to fucking go. All the time and effort and energy you invested in building him up and raising him up, having him come up through a farm system, bringing him up to the majors, all the fucking things he did, and he's just gone to a division opponent just like that. That makes a whole lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense, doesn't it? God, this team fucking sucks ass, man. I swear. Anyway, that's all I got to say for that. I had to get that out of my system. So, So yeah, that's pretty much the Orioles in a nutshell for you. Another bust season. The 2026 Orioles are absolute complete fucking bust, and likely going to be a bust for years to come. It is what it is. Anyway, that's all I got to say for that. So thank you for watching this. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate all the support I get. That being said, that's pretty much going to do it, man. So thanks for watching again. Until next time, Wrestler Taco. I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.